Hello Sparkle Squad, this is Monica, and today I have another treasure box edition from my friends at PotomacBeads.com. Now you may be wondering what this little flowery looking thing is. This is an experiment gone horribly wrong. I don't know how to fix it, guys, but originally I wanted to have like a flower with some leaves, and I've had to try to fix it with all kinds of weird Frankenstein looking things, and it still doesn't want to go the right direction. I'm going to post this probably at my Beading Brigade channel and see if any of my fellow beaders want to give me any kind of tips or tricks to help shore this up a little bit. The only other thing I think I can do is maybe put it on felt and then do a little bit more tiny beadwork, like with seed beads that coordinate with the seed beads I've got surrounding that center of the flower there, because otherwise it's just too wobbly, like it doesn't want to stay this way, and then the leaves change direction on me, so I'm not really liking it anymore. It's, you know, sparkly and pretty and floral and the colors look great, but it's not exactly how I planned. This is my Frankenstein flower. So, okay, let's see what we've got for the month of November. Golden Hour Shadows. In the golden hour, the sun's final warmth stretches across the landscape, casting a soft, glowing light. As the shadows of night deepen, hues of copper, orange, and burgundy gradually give way to grays and blacks. This month's assortment draws inspiration from this magical transition. Soft golden pearls, fiery agate gemstones, and gleaming copper embody the sun's final flourish, while black, chrome, and the bronze gray of iris duos symbolize the arrival of night. If you're like me and sometimes you might get stumped on your design projects, check out their PotomacBeads.com/ideas to get more creativity and beading happiness. Now on the back of the paper are the goodies that are within the box. Looks like we're going to have some metal pieces along with the beads. We might have, oh, it looks like we get a pumpkin charm, so that'll be a fall, and slip and snip scissors. So we get some tools. So yeah, let's look at this and see what all's in the box. Wow, my goodness, there's a lot of goodies in here. So if you want to see what you have in general, it's bad about giving you like the color of something, but you might be able to pick out what the name if it has a label on the back, which they're better about doing that now on the bags themselves. Now they used to not do this as a themed box, but as we have progressed over time, we do have a little bit of a theme scenario going on. So this is the Golden Hour Shadows. And then I like to look at the Treasure Box Edition as sort of a way just to build up my bead stash, and apparently our jewelry making tool haul as well, because I've gotten several different types of things to help with my jewelry making, such as the tape measure here in order to measure my bracelets and necklaces and things, and I love it's retractable. Whoa! And then we've also gotten a plier before. This is a serrated plier, so I have to be careful with what I'm actually using this for, but it's been very handy. We have these little trays that I've gotten before here, and it's just the possibilities are endless what you're liable to receive. I've gotten a bead caliper, a little thread snip here for cutting my threads. So there's a lot of cool things about the Treasure Box Edition that I really enjoy. And it's going to be different from your typical beading boxes that you get from other providers, and that's another thing that makes it a little bit extra special. So first up, we have some eyeglass bands in silver and gold plated, so I can do a nice little eyeglass holder. I used to make these all the time, and I've kind of gotten out of the habit of it. You know, it's getting to be fall. I'm going to read a little bit more. I like my cozy mysteries during fall and Christmas time. Although I will have to say, since I've gone into the digital age as an old lady, I have converted to the Kindle, and it has a speech-to-text feature which reads to me. So I can even choose that it has a British accent. That is wonderful. There for a time they were going to get rid of that, but thankfully they have not. Then we have some olive gold 4mm Potomac pearls, and that's a nice fall color. That gives us the golden. Then we have some really tiny fire agate faceted rounds, 15-inch strand. That is beautiful. Look at the sparkle on that. I've never seen these before. Athena cast link in the hollow filigree copper. Those are beautiful. This looks like wishbones. Yep, thin wishbone silver. These are metal charms. Not really sure what the wishbone has to do with the golden hour shadow, but hey, it's interesting. We have some purple and kind of clear check glass petal beads. These are nice. And some beautiful little check flowers in 7mm size. It's kind of a golden copper color. I like that. I love those little flower beads. I keep not touching this one on purpose, but it looks like we get 2 of these. These are a wooden pumpkin, and it's a little pendant. It's got a hole up here in the top of the stem. There's another one there, and this is another one of those where it's got a protective coating. And you remove that, and then you're able to create whatever you want to do with the pendant. I've even seen some people put color to this. It's a laser cut wood form pumpkin, pack of 2. There are some check glass smooth rondelles in a 3x6mm. I cannot tell what the color should be, but it is like a cranberry type swirl bead. These are huge beads. The check glass crystal faceted swirl, 18mm in chrome. That look pretty with some like smoky quartz or labradorite. Goodness knows I've got plenty of labradorite. I should put that with that. That's pretty cool. So I guess we're going to our shadows. This package has the Iris Duo beads. Zinc Iris 7x4mm. That's a lot of cool little colors there. These are some check flat cubes in a metallic burgundy. That's interesting. I don't have anything like that or in that color. Or, well, I think I do actually have some of these flat cubes. Maybe not that size, but I don't have it in the burgundy. I think it's like an olive green color that I have. Check glass lentil beads in a Jet Capri ROS. I don't know if that's rose or whatever, but 9mm. It's kind of little blue, purple, green, charcoal, silver, gold. It just depends on which way you turn it in the light. And that's an interesting type of bead. Get some chain. According to the paper, it's a curb chain, 3x4mm. So it's a small chain, but this is something too that you might want to put with your eyeglass necklace. If you're going to do something that's like an interchangeable piece of jewelry, you've got a little bit of chain to work with in addition to your regular bead stringing wire, so that makes it fun. Then we have some of these Azukis. And this is that new type of seed bead that is akin to the continuity, the quality of Miyuki's and Toho's, where you get the uniformity of size and hole sizing and shape and all of that, but for a more economical price. Now, I usually always buy my Miyuki's and Toho's on sale anyway, but it is nice to have an alternative, and it looks like they're going to be going into a lot of different types of colors, and this is a beautiful bright gold. That's very nice. And this is an 11mm, I think. Yeah, 11/0. I'm sorry, 11/0. Okay, then we have some bead strands. This, I think, is one of those pyramid beads. I've seen this referred to as a pyramid bead before, but I think this is really going to be a bicone rondelle based on the paper that they've got. And it doesn't have a size, I don't think. Nope. But that's what I think this is. And it's an orange color. That's a really pretty orange. So that goes in with the fall vibe. And then we have these black check glass, and they are a rondelle. Doesn't have a size on that either, but they're nice. You get a bunch of those. And then let's look at the tool. I don't think I have these yet. It's a slip and snip needle nose scissors. So in addition to my thread cutter over there, which is really what I would use for my jewelry making, I gotta figure out how to open these. You can put that on your eyeglass. See how it's got a little loopy loop? That might be a cool thing to do. It looks like a pair of eyeglasses, doesn't it? And if you're a jewelry maker or a crocheter or any kind of crafter, and you're constantly needing a pair of scissors and you don't want to walk all over your house or looking all over your bead table and whatnot, trying to find that, maybe this is something good for you. I am a little bit challenged in my dexterity, so this is something that I might not use a whole lot. But then again, I'm also challenged with opening things like this. So you just pull this out and then kind of move it up, and it does pop into place. And then you can cut whatever it is you need to cut. Pop it back down. And I don't know, I'm gonna like do it like this because I just feel like I'm gonna cut myself if I don't. Okay, we're going to give a little test on the cutting here for my new scissors. I've got too much on my pearls. I'm just going to cut. Oh, that's so handy. I love it. Now, if I could just get over my fear of it cutting me, that will be extra nice. But that is something that would be great in my little travel kit. And I can hopefully do this without any kind of injury to myself. You know, I'm just challenged in that way, guys. Alright, so that is my November treasure box edition from my friends at Potomac Beads. If you're not familiar with Potomac Beads, they have their treasure box edition or their kit edition. The kit edition is more along the lines of making a complete design in each box, and you have, I think it's up to 3 or 4 different kits within that box. It's a little bit more expensive because it has instructions and the kits with the instructions for each individual design in the overall box itself each month. Whereas the treasure box edition is a mishmash of things, but you can then use your own imagination to create designs, or you can just add it into your bead stash. But they are trying to incorporate a little bit of a theme now. So it's a little bit less expensive, but I like it because it's an air of mystery and it gives me the freedom to choose how I want to put together a design or mix into whatever I've got going on in my other beads. Please be sure to use my affiliate links below. I do appreciate each and every one of you that are doing that. Alright, so here is my finished project for this month. I created an eyeglass necklace. Now, I didn't make one as long as I normally do. I did this one as a 22-inch, but I like the overall effect that it gave me as opposed to the longer ones that I do. I'll insert a picture of some of the others that I have made. And I also used a little bit different technique this time because I wanted to use some of this pretty golden yellow dragon thread that Potomac Beads sent to me. So I did that for this particular necklace, and it has a lot of movement in it as opposed to like using the bead stringing wire, the 7-strand from Potomac Beads, or any of the others. You could use that too, the 49 or the 21 or the 19 strand. However, if you do more strands of the wire compressed together, then you're going to have a problem getting them into the really tiny beads, like the little tiny Azuki seed beads here that they gave to us this month. That's why, another reason why I opted to do this thread. So I used the little eyeglass bands here on the back, and if you've never worked with them before, they're very easy. I used the gold ones that this box came with the silver. You just pull this to wherever you need to adjust it whenever you're trying to get it onto whatever your glasses are, and then adjust it back up once they're on your glasses so that they don't fall off. They're good and snug wherever it is on your little frame that you want to keep them at. And then put both sides on so that you have that, and then you can put your glasses on with the necklace here. So it's going to look just like a sparkly necklace that's up around your ears. So whatever you do when you're creating this type of thing, if you're wanting something to be kind of showy, like I wanted the little copper findings here to be pretty close to my face, then you want to put that up towards what would normally be the end of your necklace if you're using a bead design board. And then what's going on here, that would normally be like the front if you're going to put a pendant, or this would be the front of your necklace. It's going to actually be on the back of you, so nobody's going to see it. So keep that in mind whenever you're creating these, but otherwise the sky's the limit with what you want to do. So I did some really small seed beads. I used that thread, and I used some of the copper looking crimp beads instead of the crimp tubes like I normally like to work with, because I was using the thread. Now, something else too with the thread is, if you're going to work with it, since it is a little bit different, you can use your handy dandy scissors. Now, these scissors worked extremely well, but only when I was trying to cut apart the strands of beads. When I went to try to cut my dragon thread, because this is a different type of thread, it's sort of like a fire line or wildfire, I needed to use my thread zapper tool, or I think that's what this is called, from Bead Buddy. But I mean, I call this a thread zapper. You're going to heat up the little element here on the end. I've not got that heating up because I'm not pushing the button in. But when you push the button in, you got to give it a couple of seconds and it heats up that little element. And then you've got to hold your bead thread taut, and then you're going to be able to pull through it. There you go. So that works a lot better than me trying to use my scissors or even the thread cutter that I've got over here, because I was working with that as well. These are very handy, again, with a lot of different things, but I find that the best thing for me with this dragon thread is my handy little heating up tool here. So I do love to have options. I created something in the coppery theme, and I used this gold and those little flowers. I love these copper links, and I've got some little copper leaves that I got out of my stash. I used some of those burgundy beads, and I think they're the largest bead other than the copper finding that I have on here, but they still look very nice because it adds to the overall vibe, fall type of colors that I wanted. And because this is the pair of glasses that I wear the most right now when I'm working on things, I probably should clean them. Don't pay attention to that. But it matches that pair of glasses, which at the moment are my favorite and my most worn glasses. So I am in love with how that looks, and it just happened to coordinate with the golden hour shadows theme. I thought, now the shadows portion of it would be like the cool colors, the charcoal and the blue and the black and all of that stuff, and I didn't want to go that route. I'm kind of in a I don't want to be in the darkness type of deal right now, so I wanted to stay on the side of the light, and that's what I created this month. Now probably something else I'll do is make myself a pair of earrings, but typically if I'm wearing an eyeglass necklace, I don't wear earrings because then it kind of gets wrapped in each other. But if you do want to have a pair of earrings that match, of course I've got plenty of beads left over, I can do that. But these are super easy to make, they're very fun, and they're durable. I haven't had any of mine to break. Something that you could do differently if you don't want to use the dragon thread and you do want to use your bead stringing wire is you could use those clamshell closures and then just use your bead stringing wire. You don't have to do like a double loop of anything unless you just want to, but you pull it all the way up through your clamshell and then crimp it off there inside that, close the clamshell, and then you can attach that to a jump ring instead of doing like what I did with the crimp bead and then just putting it directly onto the jump ring and your eyeglass band. Thank you again to Potomac Beads for sending me this beautiful box. And for those of you that are interested, I will have a link below to the glasses because I just get my rhinestone glasses at Amazon. And mine are like a 1.5 on the prescription side, I guess, for readers. I don't have to have any special prescription for it, but that's what my eyes are comfortable looking through. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and share this with any of your jewelry making friends that might be interested in Potomac Beads and what they have to offer. And if you have not already done so, please subscribe to my channel. And as always, thank you all so much for watching, and have a sparkle-rific day, y'all. Bye!